In today's video, CYNO, 5 stars electro character, polearm wielder, main DPS in Hyperbloom and Aggravate teams. In this video you'll find tips, stance explanations, artifact sets, weapons, best builds and more. Join me in Discord server if you want to make friends and play against your other games. You're more than welcome to join, and without further ado, let's jump right into active talents. He doesn't use the first active talent to fight, so we can go ahead with his kit. The skill is a simple swift thrust that deals electro damage, but when he has his burst state active, the skill changes form and will deal more damage, also extending the state of the burst. So talking of it, let's go have a look. The burst allows CYNO to enter the Pax-Sworn Path Clear effect that infuses his normal, charged and plunging attack with electro, also increasing CYNO's EM, resistance to interruption and granting him immunity to electro charge. This effect can last up to 18 seconds, so a really long rotation, for the level priority level skill and burst equally and leave the normal attack. Let's have a look at the passive talents. With the first one, when CYNO is in the state of the burst, he will enter the Endseer stance at intervals. If he activates the skill while affected by this stance, he will activate the Adjudication effect, increasing the damage of this skill by 35%, and firing off 3 Darkstalker bolts that deal 100% of CYNO's attack as electro damage. This damage is considered elemental skill damage. With the second one, CYNO's damage values will be increased based on his elemental mastery. Normal attack damage of his burst state is increased by 150%, and the distance of damage CYNO unleashes when using the skill while in the state of the burst is increased by 250%. With the third passive talent, you gain 25% more rewards when CYNO is dispatched on a Sumeru expedition for 20 hours. So for the rotation, set all the supports, then CYNO joins the field using his burst first, and when you see the eye becoming gold, use the skill to deal damage, and that's it, as simple as that. Now that we had a look at the entire kit, is CYNO queen or queen? So not gonna lie, he needs pretty strong supports with low lasting buffs, which is pretty expensive. His resistance to interruption, it's actually not that good, which makes him be so needy for shielders and healers, since he also takes so much damage during his long rotation. But besides these cons, in his kit he deals a quite good amount of damage, and his kit is also pretty fun, so we can say CYNO is a queen. Not with all the gems on the ground, but still a queen. So here's CYNO's character investment, and let's move on with his build options. So for artifacts options, for 2-piece you can use 2-piece attack, Gladiator, Simenaba and all others, 2-piece EM, Wanderer's Troop, Gilded Dreams and Flower Paradise Lost, 2-piece electro damage bonus, Thundering Fury, and 2-piece normal and charge attack damage, Malicious Hunter. For 4-piece you can use Gilded Dreams, which will grant him attack and EM based on the other characters in the team. If you have Cookie healing him, he gets 14% of attack and 100 of EM. If you have Baiju, he gets 150 of EM in an Hyperbloom team. For Aggravate, 14 of attack and 100 of EM. Thundering Fury, which increases damage dealt by Hyperbloom and Aggravate. I suggest you to give him this set only for Hyperbloom teams. Malicious Hunter, which gives him a lot of crit rate when his HP decreases or increases, but you need Fury now to activate the effect. You can also use the new set, but only if you have 2 not-crit characters, example Lauma, Inefa and Aino. Main stats are attack or EM on the sand, electro damage bonus on the goblet and crits on the circlet. Substats are crits, attack, EM and energy charge. Before we uncover weapons options, the majority of the viewers are not subscribed, so subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content and make sure to activate the notifications to not miss out any future guides of your favorite characters. Let's have a look at weapons options now. First option is Staff of the Scarlet Sands, which gives a lot of attack and crit rate. The effect will firstly give you an attack bonus based on your EM. This effect will be further increased after CYNO hits an opponent with the skill. It stacks up to 3 times, so pretty good. Primordial Jade, which gives fewer crit rate but more attack. The effect increases your attack on it, and when you reach the maximum buff, it will grant damage bonus. Staff of Oma, which gives a lot of attack and crit damage. The effect will grant CYNO's attack bonus based on his max HP, so pretty strong. For 4 stars options, you can have Blackleaf Pole, which gives crit damage and attack. The effect will further increase it if you defeat an opponent, which I don't like, but crit damage is a good thing. Prospector's Reel, which gives a lot of attack and the effect provides attack and elemental damage bonus up to 3 stacks, which is pretty good for CYNO. Then Deathmatch, which gives a lot of crit rate. The effect increases your attack and defense based on the number of opponents you have against. And last, Ballad of the Fjords, which gives crit rate and attack. The effect grants EM if the party members have different element than the equipping character. For 3 stars weapons, you can have White Tassel, which gives a pretty good amount of crit rate and the effect increases normal attack damage. So for CYNO's ideal build, you should aim to have 1600 of attack, 300 of EM, Of course, try to balance creep ratio as much as you can. He needs a lot of energy recharge for his burst to 100% if he is the only electro character in the team, but I recommend you to stay around it even if you have another electro character. For electro damage bonus, stay around 46-60%, this depends based on your artifact set. Buffs given by character's kit, weapons and artifacts are not counted in these stats. Let's have a look at the constellation before team comps, just to know what they do in case you are interested. With the first one, after using the burst, CYNO's normal attack speed will be increased by 20%. If the adjudication effect of his first passive talent is triggered during the skill, the duration of this increase will be refreshed. So between his first constellation and signature weapon, I think the weapon is stronger since it helps you with creep rate, and the effect is really strong for CYNO. With the second constellation, when CYNO's normal attack his opponents, his electro damage bonus will be increased by 10% for 4 seconds, max 5 stacks, so you have a total of 50% more electro damage, which is pretty good. The third increases the level of the burst by 3. With the fourth, when CYNO is in the state of his burst, after he triggers an electro charge, lunar charge, super conduct, and etc, he will restore 3 elemental energy for all nearby party members, except himself. This effect can occur 5 times for every burst usage, good for his supports, but he would need this as well. The fifth increases the level of the skill by 3, and with the last one, after using the burst or triggering the adjudication effect of the passive talent, CYNO will gain 4 stacks of the Day of the Jackal effect. When he hits an opponent with normal attacks, he will consume 1 stack of Day of the Jackal to fire off 1 Duststalker bolt. Day of the Jackal lasts for 8 seconds, it has a maximum of 8 stacks, and it will be concealed once Bugs form Puppeteer ends. Now for team comps, he really needs supports whose abilities and buffs last pretty long, almost 20 seconds. Also, his resistance to interruption is not that strong, so he might as well need shielders and of course healers. So to get into it, first option is an Hyperbloom team with CYNO, Naira, Cookie and Furina. In this case, Naira increases CYNO's EM, which is good for weapons buffs. She also applies Dendro on enemies, which is really useful for CYNO. Cookie heals and Furina buffs general damage. You can replace Naira with Kole or the Dendro Traveler, and Furina with Xingqiu, Yellen or Rhino. In case you use Kole, keep in mind that she has a really short burst, so you wouldn't trigger much Dendro and or Electro elemental reactions, so be careful. Second option is a Lunar Hyperbloom team with CYNO, Inefa, Baiju and Furina. In this case you have double shield. Inefa summons the real shield to actually protect CYNO and also activates Lunar Charge. Baiju instead creates the shield that will apply Dendro and heal CYNO, and Furina buffs damage as before. You can replace Baiju with Yao Yao. If you don't have Inefa, you can go with CYNO, Lauma, Cookie and Xingqiu. In this case Lauma is really strong. She buffs a lot Dendro burst damage. CYNO is not buffed by her since she reduces opponent's resistance to Dendro and Hydro only, but the team still works. Cookie heals and Xingqiu applies Hydro and increases CYNO's interruption resistance, which is really needed in this case. As always, these were just examples. You can use CYNO with other characters, just remember he needs characters with long-lasting abilities. And that's all you needed to know about CYNO. I hope this video came useful to you. Let me know in the comments your final thoughts for our addicted TGC player. I remind you to subscribe to the channel, to join my Discord server, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!